everyone, and happy Monday. How was your weekend? Was it a good weekend? We had our kids visiting from out of town, so it was really good. And now we're ready to go back to work, and here we go, Monday. And as we've been doing, this is take 5, so I've promised only 5 minutes, and we've been wrestling with this epistle of James, very practical words for basically how to live the Christian life in a time of turbulence or in time of unsettledness. The original audience was living in an unsettled time, and let's face it, we are too. And the subject that we're reading about today is a really pertinent one. It just starts with a question. I'm in James chapter 2. I think we're going to do verses 14 through 17. And this is a section that in many ways is the most famous of the whole book. Here's his question. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone says he has faith but doesn't have works? What good is it? So let me ask you this. On this Monday, what good is your faith? What good is it? Is it any good at all? This is a day where I just read a statistic, I think it was in the Wall Street Journal, that said as people are getting in the habit of not returning to church because of COVID, and now some are watching live stream, some of you are watching live stream, the idea of the article was people are beginning to get out of the habit of going to church. Some of them may never ever return. That's sad. I don't know where they're getting that statistic, but it might be true. You get out of the habit of something and you think, what good is it? Well, that's a good question. What good is it? And so I ask again to all of us today on this Monday, what good is your faith? What good is it for you? What good is it for your family? What good is it for society? What good is your faith? It's not just enough, I think, to just believe something in your head. What good is it? And that's the question that James asks. And here's really what it is. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith, you have faith, but you don't have any works? Meaning your faith never exercises itself. It never is practiced at all. And then he asks the question, can that faith save him? Can it save him eternally? For sure. Can it provide salvation for him? If there is a faith, but there is no works to it, can that faith save him? And that sounds like a pretty tricky question. Martin Luther, you know him, the great reformer. He didn't like the book of James very much, because he thought it contradicted the Apostle Paul. And the Apostle Paul was the one who famously said, for by grace you have been saved through faith, not by works, lest anyone should boast. For by grace, unmerited favor, through faith, received by faith, is a person saved, not by any works. That was the cry of the Protestant Reformation way back then. Sola fide, only faith. And so if that's Martin Luther's cry, who launched the Protestant Reformation, now he's reading James's book. Can a faith without works save him? And the implication of that is, I don't think so. And so Luther reads that and says, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not a real fan of this book. And as a matter of fact, he called the book of James a book made of straw, meaning it's just fluffy. It has no substance to it. You light a match to it and it would burn really, really fast. It goes back to our original question. What good is your faith? What good is your religion? Is it any good? Is it doing you good? Is it doing the others around you good? And if it's not doing you any good and it has no profitable works around it, can it save you? Can it truly be a saving faith? And I think what we're going to find from James, we're going to do this tomorrow because I've run out of time, that works are important and they are a result of our salvation. They are not what led to our salvation. And somehow Luther couldn't quite grasp that. So I'm going to leave you today. 5 minutes is over. But I leave you with the question, what good is your faith? I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on Tuesday. So long for now.